The College Football Playoff Committee has a secret way to keep BYU and Utah both out of the College Football Playoff and bury the Big 12. At least Texas Tech is good. Paul, damn it.
What'd I do?
I heard you get up in your chair.
Oh, sorry.
Leave it in. Leave it in.
It doesn't mute you guys. It just, whatever. It's the Big 12 squad.
You're talking ball with the Big 12 squad. From Oklahoma State to Utah, from Kansas State to BYU, from Houston to Texas Tech, it's the local experts of the Locked On Podcast Network bringing you scoops, breakdowns, and the most comprehensive preview of the upcoming Big 12 weekend. Buckle up. It's the Big 12 squad, and we have a seat for you. No hurt feelings and thin skin allowed. Squad up. You're part of the Big 12 squad.
Happy Thursday night, everybody. Welcome to the Big 12 squad. He is Parker Ainsworth of Locked On Cougs. People don't know. America wouldn't know, but they're 8-2. That's the Houston Cougars. He talks all about them. Who gives a rat's butt, apparently. Cody Stovall, Locked On Oklahoma State. Ranked in the exact same spot as Houston, actually, are the Cowboys. Mike Gundulus, Kevin Borba of Locked On Buffs. Ranked in the same spot as Houston, actually. It's all one and the same. Nick Maravets of Locked On Cyclones just beat up on Darian Gray of Locked On Horned Frogs. Mountaineer Paul, Locked On West Virginia is good again, and JT Westersill of Locked On Utes is still in position to get to the College Football Playoff. Thanks for making our shows your first listen every single day. JT, much to the chagrin of BYU fans, we will begin. Oh, God, man, you got to get better Wi-Fi. That's step one. Like 1-1 off the draft board here is you getting better Wi-Fi. Utah's in a spot. I don't think Utah could be happier with where the committee has put them.
Yeah, I think that's absolutely true. I mean, they didn't find any reason to lower them because we thought that was a scare, just being like, oh, well, these other teams were so impressive. We had to move them ahead. So I think it's really good that Utah stayed pat where they were. Thought that was really encouraging. And look, I know BYU fans are frustrated, but if you take care of business the rest of the way, you can work your way back up the standings. The one thing BYU has to do going forward, they have to be more dominant. That is why they've dropped so far.
Can somebody last week said it on the show, I wish I could remember who, said it's kind of a ruse. They want the Big 12 to feel good the first couple of times they release these rankings. By the time we get to like Darian, the TCU Horned Frogs know this. By the time you get to the final rankings, they say, oh, just kidding. You're at 14 and 15. They kick you out of the playoff, and they allow in 3-loss Oklahoma. Does it feel like that's what we're staring down the barrel? Like Utah at 13 seems really high from what we could expect most years.
Yeah, it does. It does feel like this was just the beginning of the letdown for the BYU to completely drop off and Utah to essentially stay where they are. It's crazy how 1 week they favor you, the next week they don't. I think that almost adds validity to the idea of, I don't know, propping up numbers to help with the TV viewership predicated upon which channel it's going to be on. Again, I was happy we got the SEC treatment for the BYU Texas Tech numerical matchup. But there's obviously not going to be a beneficiary of it now unless something miraculous happens.
We're in a better position than the ACC, though. I mean, the ACC is a disaster.
Duke just lost to UConn, and they're going to win the ACC.
Have you seen UConn quarterback? He's thrown 25 touchdowns and no interceptions. Get him in the Heisman discussion.
About pulling UConn into the Big 12. Can we pull UConn in the Big 12? It's too late for that.
Drake, can we say that Locked On? We can say that Locked On's ahead of the times. That's why they put Duke in the intro. It's because they knew Duke was going to be winning titles, baby.
Number one sports.
All three of its non-conference games this year, and could win. They have the second best odds to win the ACC. And if they do, and they're ranked behind James Madison, which could legitimately happen, we could see USF at the 11 spot, James Madison at the 12 spot, and the ACC miss the playoff altogether. We talked about that with the Big 12 last year, how it could have been a thing. But at the end, it was like, no, Iowa State's going to go or Arizona State's going to go. This year, genuinely, the ACC might miss the college football playoff.
And they have no one to blame but themselves. There's been no dominant team that has stood out in that conference. It's like, Miami looks great against Notre Dame. Well, what is Miami doing losing to an SMU team that has losses to Wake Forest, TCU, and Baylor? The ACC is a mess this year right now, and it's going to be really interesting.
The real shame, though, you're right. There has not been a dominant team. Miami had the finances to do it. Miami had a roster with a bunch of stars on it to do it. It did shape it. Like, the reason we said that early is because it looked like that was what was going to happen for all intents and purposes, and then it didn't. Like, I don't want to say we were wrong for saying that early. They just didn't execute when it mattered. They had
Mario
all the other
Mario.
pieces to it.
This is Mario Cristobal. This has always been him, even when he was at Oregon.
They made the wrong investment at QB.
And I mean, it's just this is Mario Cristobal, the experience.
Look, we can't all get Connor Wigman in the transfer portal. So how many other guys were there after, right?
It's true. I mean, we could all hope for Connor Wigman. I mean, none of us can. Not everyone can get him. Some of us
And
can
for what
get
it's worth, I think a healthy Ruben. I think Ruben Bain's as good as anyone in America. That's just only one position. Like they invested in a handful of important spots. They didn't do what Tech did. They didn't do it. It just wasn't enough.
Mm-hmm. Baby Jesus or whatever they call that receiver can only take you so far.
Jesus can only take you so far. Title of today's Locked On Big 12 Squad.
That's his nickname for everyone. It's Baby Jesus or something. I forgot.
Thank you for clarifying for the TCU fans. I think that they may have had an issue. I'm the only religious school up here. Okay.
So someone help me with the idea that
Paul is right there.
My friends at Notre Dame have 2 losses, one being the number 1 team in the country, Texas A&M, the other being to a number 15 Miami. BYU has 1 loss to the number 6 team in America on the road. Also, let's keep in mind with that as well that Texas has lost to a Florida team that fired their coach and to whoever else they lost, Ohio State, who's number 1 in the country, no doubt. That's good. I can give you that loss. Should BYU have been dropped 5 spots? Does that feel a little aggressive based on where they were last week?
I think it's because of how much they lost by. Like that game wasn't really close. And they talked about the average margin of victory or defeat for the losses on the show. And BYU lost. They got blown out. It wasn't even really competitive until they got a garbage time touchdown at the end there. So if you're BYU, you could be upset about it. But at the end of the day, like you have to, the one thing that Notre Dame's riding with outside of brand recognition, which Darian talked about last week, is they lost by like 7 points and 3 points or whatever it was. So they were good losses for whatever that means.
BYU
superpower. About BYU. Go ahead.
BYU's superpower is they keep finding ways to win. That is what they do best. They have a really good defense, but you keep finding ways to win. I look at the game against Colorado, right? Kevin was on here a few weeks ago talking about that game was right there for the Buffs to be have. And now look at where the Buffs are. Like we look back in that game and we're like, wait, what happened there, right? Even the Arizona game, right? Arizona's a solid team, but if you're one of the 10 best teams in the country, you should need to go to overtime to figure that one out. I like BYU. They're 35th in the country in scoring margin too. They have not dominated teams. They have not been a dominant force like Notre Dame has. I'm okay with them dropping because I don't think they have looked like a top 10 team eye test wise. They deserve to be in the top 12, but I don't think they have been a dominant top 10 force, and therefore I'm okay with the fall.
Isn't it kind of crazy that – sorry, go ahead, Darian. Go ahead, bub.
I want to stack on that real quick. It's the eye test. It's the everything's been close, so you're finding a way. And then when you play somebody like Texas Tech, who say that's a peer, and you lose big, it's going to be a bigger drop than if you were dominant all these other weeks. I would be interested to see what happened with Oregon. How far did Oregon drop after they lost to Indiana? I'll look it up, or somebody know it if someone knows it. But when people have questions about your strength of competition and who you've beaten, and then they play somebody who is looked at as on your level and you lose, these type of drops I feel like would tend to be more dramatic.
I was going to say, isn't it crazy that something that can be viewed beneficially, like if you play a lot of close games going into the next season, it gives you some hope. If you play a lot of close games and then something like this happens, it's viewed as a negative. It's just kind of crazy.
Which didn't we say last week this was the perfect scenario for the Big 12? Was that BYU loses so that way
close. They lose close.
It was something along those lines of like BYU loses close and then they rematch in the conference championship game, and then they both get in, right? So that the plan is still in effect. So BYU fans could be sad, but the Big 12 as a whole should be happy.
No doubt. But also, I think if BYU had lost to Utah, that the Cougars would not be ranked 13th in the country. They'd probably be around the 16-17 range. It's because Utah has blown everyone out that they've beaten. That's why the Utes are getting so much respect. They do it in convincing fashion. They look really good doing it. That's why the committee says we still like that team. Their only 2 losses are to number 12 on the road and number 6. And that shouldn't kill you as it hasn't killed Notre Dame. Coming up, West Virginia's good again. Iowa State's good again. Oklahoma State has a football program. This is the Big 12 squad. Hey, today's show is brought to you by FanDuel. FanDuel's exactly where I go when I think, and I do think, that The Iowa State Cyclones could upset the TCU Horned Frogs. That's exactly what happened last week on the road in Fort Worth. And with college football here, the NFL, there's hockey even going on, and the NBA being back. There's no better place to get in on the action than FanDuel, which is actually the official sports betting partner of the NBA. Even if you missed the start of the game or want to ride the hot hand, FanDuel has live bets on everything from who will score next to fourth quarter comebacks. Keep the game exciting. Right now, FanDuel is giving new customers $300 in bonus bets when your first $5 bet wins. Head to FanDuel.com, sign up, play your game with FanDuel, the official sports betting partner of the NBA. All of that and more at FanDuel.com. All right, gents. Mountaineer Paul, we begin with you, my friend.
Yes.
Wax poetic about a team that went to its fifth-string quarterback, Scotty Fox Jr., and then all hell broke loose.
Yeah, it's pretty wild, isn't it? I think it's what Rich Rodriguez does. I've got a graphic I show on my show. I think Cody's seen it. Rich Rodriguez started out 0-3 last year, won 8 straight, won the league with Jack State last year after 60 new players. Of course, that's obviously at the G6 level, but at the same time, I think it's a trend with Rich Rodriguez teams. They get better over the course of a year. His culture is a little bit different than a lot of other coaches' culture. And he even acknowledges that, yes, it sounds silly to say that because everybody says culture and uses that word, but he really means it. And you don't have to wake up every day and love football. He wants guys that love it, not like it. And he's really implemented it at this point. I think there's a lot of guys that haven't given up. They're still playing really hard. The pass rush finally getting home again. Scotty Fox Jr., obviously. I told a story in the offseason. Several of the portal guys that came in were not hearing Nico Marchiol's name. I said this on the show multiple times. I kept hearing Scotty Fox Jr.'s name as the person that they were trying to promote for the future and beyond. And now that's showing through as well. And I think that just overall, you take 81 new players, you lose your first, second, third, fourth, and get to your fifth-string quarterback, your first, second, third, fourth, and now you're in your fifth-string running back. Your top 8 offensive linemen were gone. It was a complete gutting and rebuild. And the only position room that was really left whole was the defensive line. And so I think especially, and I know this is a huge if West Virginia somehow pulls it off next week or this Saturday against Arizona State and then pulls off a miracle against Texas Tech, which ain't happening. But if it did, I seriously think you might consider him for votes for Coach of the Year.
For what? The Big 12 or nationally?
Big 12. Yeah, I wouldn't go national with 6-6, but in the Big 12, after that and all that happening to you, I mean, we've been snake bitten.
Over Sataki, they won 10 games last year. Yeah, they're just doing what they last
year. The quarterback thing. I haven't seen a team with the way Bear to win as many games with a true freshman quarterback. I'm incredibly surprised. Excuse me. We got a little tongue twisted here. Think about BYU's been and make me say good things about them.
I think it's Joey's award right now.
I was about to say, how does Joey McGuire not win it?
I just said get votes. Just get votes. The only reason I thought
Tech would be really good.
Nick didn't I understand it's extreme, but does Nick have a DB on his Iowa State roster?
Oh, jeez, man. They're all hurt. Darian, dog, we gave you we gave you the most hurt team in America this week. You couldn't
I don't know.
With it.
I don't know if they got a track team left. I really don't think there's anyone that runs a sub 4.6 on that team anymore. They're all hurt.
Well, they had defensive backs. They had defensive backs to get interceptions. I'll tell you that.
Trey Bell. Welcome to the Trey Bell experience.
Nick, Nick, this is the segment I wanted to go to Paul and you and maybe even get Cody's perspective here because I just need to toss him a bone, I guess. Iowa State won again, finally, but this season almost feels like a mulligan because genuinely everyone is hurt.
Yeah, it's ridiculous, especially in the secondary. I think we had 1 or 2 guys in the secondary and 1 guy at linebacker. It was safety corner, whatever it was, that were starters at the beginning of the season. It's ridiculous. This win, though, I think was very important for Matt Campbell, right? This is a culture win. It's like a pity win in some ways, but it shows that what Matt Campbell is doing is still happening. It's still legitimate because you drop 4 straight. And I talked about this. When TCU went up 17-6, how easy is it to say we're going into a bye week? We've already dropped 4. We can get the bowl game. We can advance to a bowl game next week or next game. It's not that big a deal, but that's not how Iowa State runs their program. And so I think this was a major win to avoid dropping 5 straight. Yeah, but to show that Matt Campbell is still building something.
as a really major win for whatever his next job is too. He's going to add it to his resume.
I was just thinking, why has he been brought up for some of these jobs? Why doesn't he get brought up for more of these jobs? It feels weird.
He's not leaving. He's missed the window like 7 times.
He does keep. He's Jeff Traylor. Where you're like, wait, Jeff Traylor?
You mean future Michigan /LSU/USC head coach Matt Campbell? That guy?
There you go. There you go. There it is.
So, before we go to Cody, Darian, you guys just suck now. Why isn't the TCU? It feels like the last 3 years since the national title. Every time it's like, okay, TCU can right the ship. They just don't want to do it.
They don't have the people in charge. If you ask me. I just don't think they do.
Fire the coach! Fire the coach! Come on! I love this game.
It's funny. Wednesday was supposed to be my first episode where I didn't talk about firing the coach, and somehow we still got back to talking about the job security of Sonny Dykes. Like this is
there you go.
It's really difficult, to be honest, and I think I talked about this. One of the things that's been upsetting me with Sonny Dykes is he got really snarky and real upset when people question what TCU has done lately. And he came back to say that they're the winningest team in the Big 12 since he took over. I don't know if that's
because you won 12 games the first year.
Right, won 12 games. So I broke down the last 3 games, 3 years, excuse me, not the last 3 games, but the last 3 years. And it hasn't been pretty. And you have teams who come in like Arizona State. It hasn't been pretty. So is
he Neil Brown?
No, in the same way, I think Dave Aranda is the winningest Big 12 coach since 2020.
It's exactly it's exactly the same thing. It's exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Where you say, I don't think that gets you anything.
It's tough. It sounds good.
Do you think? I don't know. I struggle with wins being anybody's stat. Sorry.
It's got to matter.
I would use it.
I'm not a wins or a quarterback stat guy, and I get that they're contextualized, Paul, but their coach's job is to build a winning program. You need to get more each year.
Yeah, that's how the only way to truly.
You just lose a lot of context.
Talent.
It needs context, but the context are he has a program that went to college football playoff his first year, and he hasn't done anything with that momentum.
He's got Josh Hoover. How many teams would love to have a Josh Hoover?
Darian, what's his job security at? What percentage? Like, where are we at on the fire meter?
Is Matt Campbell going to be considered for TCU next?
There you go.
After Jeff Traylor.
Who are you asking, though, Borba? Are you asking me or are you asking what TCU does?
Ooh. Yes.
I say, personally, I think you get beat versus BYU pretty badly.
Yeah.
Probably. Okay. I think you could go down to. I think that TCU struggles on the road. Houston may not have a home field advantage.
Watch your mouth
to win that game.
Nope. Let them
go with the alumni.
I'm not necessarily looking for them to win that game. And then they play Cincinnati. You could very well lose your last 4 games. Now, let's use this for context. Last week, Drake gave me the ISO. Drake gave me the room to come out here and say, hey, look what TCU can do with the last 4 games. They can make it. Woo. You can lose all 4.
You didn't know you were being set up, did you?
I was being set up. I didn't know. Now I
look
do,
at that face behind the mic.
Come on. 4 games.
Is it worth
winning something? Now you're 4 games and you're 6-6. And
is it worth firing him in this cycle?
Should have lost to us.
That's one thing. But one thing I'll say is, and I've pressed this continuously because people always say, don't fire the coach. Sonny Dykes is a victim of his own standards. He came out before the season and said, if we have a season like last year, it's a failure. They're about to have a season worse than last year. So what does that make it?
That's a good podcast host right there. Did you hear that? Take notes. He used the preseason. He used the words of the guy's mouth. That's good. Mouth getting done.
Thank you.
Cody Stovall, man, just another week being a 3-touchdown underdog.
There it is.
Is there anything like what? I'm glad you woke up this morning, man. Like what?
Yeah, I'm here.
How do you keep going?
Steve Lutz.
Basketball season's good. Wrestling season's good.
Wrestling season. There we golf.
There it is.
We found out yesterday
Golf with the
morning
golf clap combo.
Haas Haney's foot's apparently still not ready, so that's not good. Mike Gundy, he might as well end up in the DFW coaching circle, right? Darian, atta babe. I'll tell you another thing.
Right?
Last weekend, Drake, I will have you know, Friends University rushed for 598 yards. So
go Friends.
Oh,
yeah.
go
there you go.
You. That's
atta babe.
F you.
We did it.
F you. Coming up is the Big 12, the home of the most embarrassing human being on this planet. Yes, and it's not JT Wister. So this.
Oh my gosh, you.
Supply House, today's sponsor of the Big 12 squad is Supply House. I got one of those little fixer-uppers in February, one of those starter homes, and it smelled terrible and looked terrible. And so I had to go to Supply House. I was like, dog, I'm an impatient person. Travel a lot. I need stuff today. Supply House said, okay, well, can you compromise for tomorrow? Yes. Next day delivery. Over 280,000 parts, plumbing, HVAC, electrical items, real-time inventory, and honest lead times keep you from punting projects. Need parts fast. Supply House. Next day delivery. Part finder tool, 3D schematics, save you hours. Free. Trademaster program is elite. You score serious perks, priority shipping, lower prices, dedicated support line, supplyhouse.com. Sign up for free. Promo code SHCollege5 for 5% off your first order. Supplyhouse.com, SHCollege5 for 5% off your first order. Real people, real service. Supplyhouse.com. Okay.
I called that Scollege for about the first week we read it.
Wow. That's
Scollege.
Scollege.
SCH, yeah. Scollege.
Hey, Drake, the more I work with you, the more I understand why your last name is Toll, because recording with you truly takes a toll on my life, sir.
Ah, nice. Come on, guys.
That's the mouth. We have the mouth of the South and the mouth of Utah. That's what that one was.
Every Utah.
Jimmy Hart.
So one of my favorite stories to come out of the Big 12 this year, this is up there with the time that remember when Arizona misplaced like $900 million in petty cash they thought they had laying around? Better than that, Mack Rhoades under investigation. Not only is he Baylor's athletic director, and no one really cared about that. I don't know, 3 months ago, now he's the College Football Playoff Committee chair, and America sees him on their TVs every night. This is the man. This is your God. This is who you bow to. Clown shoes, plaid pants, coat of many colors. He dyes his hair black every week. This is the Mack Rhoades that we have. And he was investigated for putting his hands on a player and cussing him out on the sideline in front of God and everybody, and then putting his hands on the neck of a coach and cussing him out in front of the fans at one of his football games on the sideline. The scale of 1 to good, when your most public figure in the Big 12 right now is doing things like that, probably not great. Probably not great.
Mike Gundy.
Well,
He gets to go to the beat.
He said on a scale of 1 to good. So there it is.
So are we talking like Bob Knight style? Is that what he did?
Yes, except Bob Knight won games. That would be the difference. Like there are things that are excusable if you win games Bob Knight way.
I mean, phenomenal PR though. I don't feel like anyone's talking about that, and he's on ESPN every Tuesday just chatting it up.
Look at the outfit, man. That's nuts, dog. How do you get away with that?
Are those bowling shoes?
Are those actual shoes?
That's clown shoes. He stole it off a dead clown.
Well, now I have questions about how the clown died.
How the clown died, no one knows. Suspicious.
Choke him out on the sidelines, Parker.
So I didn't see. So was this like when Gannon, was it Gannon or Steichen? Whoever the Cardinals head coach is, like when he hit his player on the sideline, was it basically like that?
You're thinking of Chad Powers. Chad
Powers or Uncle Rico from Napoleon Dynamite kind of going on.
The Cardinals coach did do that, though. The Cardinals coach did do that.
I think it was Gannon. Steichen was cold.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean,
Steichen's with the Colts, so Gannon's with the Cardinals.
Yes.
Okay. He just stuck his player. Like, was it like that? Like, just boom, one stiff one in the chest and stormed off.
Drake?
I think so. Yes.
Wasn't it over something they was wearing or something?
No comment.
Yes, Paul. He grabbed the player because he was wearing an undershirt, and Mack Rhoades is very scared of undershirts. He's very scared of undershirts.
I think it's interesting that it was about fashion in the first place, given what we know about Mack Rhoades now.
Yeah.
I didn't know this when I first heard the story.
What is the shirt, man?
Wait, hold on. That's true. He was getting on him about his wardrobe selection.
No, Cody. Yes, this is the truth. He did. He grabbed the player because he was wearing a yellow undershirt with their green jerseys.
I wish you could zoom in on the guy in the background. That's like.
I know. I have so many questions about this picture as a whole.
It's not a Halloween photo. It's not at Halloween, right?
A-hole.
Right. I can't tell if he's praying over Dave Aranda or firing him prematurely. I'm not really sure.
If you would have showed us a picture like without context, I would have assumed it's like an Elvis from the Las Vegas Strip after a tough shift.
Is that an Italian restaurant? The things they put on the table in Italian restaurants in the background as well with the red and white?
It's a Gatorade.
Tablecloth? Is that what you're going
Yeah,
for?
tablecloth. I can't remember what it was. We don't have tablecloth.
That's a lady sitting down. That's a lady sitting down, I think.
Okay, it's a tablecloth.
Selection across the board.
Is your only interaction with tablecloths an Italian restaurant?
Patino, tablecloth. Come on,
Bubba
man.
Cunningham
Pizza?
knocked us out
Pizza
of,
restaurant.
of basketballs.
Hey, I'm
Guys,
getting ready. Yeah, go,
A
Cody.
tablecloth would have been a better outfit choice than that.
Yeah.
How does that giant
I don't know if you can say that about a
big old
Baptist
goof
university.
card look in the mirror and say, I'm going to go get onto the guy wearing a black shirt because I look.
Yeah, Dave looks good for the first time. Dave's got it going on here. He's just wearing a black shirt and some khaki pants.
So is he praying for him or what here?
I don't
That's
know.
what it looks like.
I think Mac's not wearing socks either. These are like Toms. I think he's wearing
He's
Toms.
not wearing socks. You're right.
Those shoes were chosen over something else, is what's getting me.
He's probably telling him, I have a really good wardrobe specialist. I'm about to hook you up.
Does any piece of the
Rough
clothing
choice.
go together? Does any of it? I don't think you can wear any of those with anything. I don't
It
think
looks like he went to 3 different homeless centers around a McDonald's and tried to get as close as he could to the appropriate costume.
Yeah, like he just kept spilling.
Is this
things
a
on
Halloween
himself.
party? Did we miss the
That's what I was
memo?
thinking.
I don't. And the dyed hair. He dyes his hair, man. You can't. You shouldn't do that.
Why
Little
not?
touch of
not?
rain
Like,
never hurt anybody.
That's what,
Yeah,
why,
well, okay,
why you
young
can't
guy.
dye your hair, brother.
Young guy over
This
here.
the-
No one.
the-
Okay.
Middle-aged version of Cam Newton or Russell Westbrook.
So,
That's
That's
There
like the
you
least concerning part of that picture, Drake, is his hair. Like the outfit is a war crime. Dave Aranda being called fashionable is a war crime. He's just wearing a black t-shirt and khakis. What's going on in Waco? What's
feels
that?
like the vibes are so bad. The
There
vibes
you
feel
go.
so bad. Like this, I'm getting ready for this game this week, right? Like it feels like Baylor should have a chance, but everyone seems to think they have no chance because of just what a mess everything is down in Waco right now.
It's a
Okay,
pretty big
they
mess.
also have-
Did he get choked out granted, they've had much larger messes to deal with. There was the time the player killed.
Yeah,
the
there
other
was that
player.
time.
Yeah,
I was bring that one up.
Darian has half the staff of that 2016 team. So I mean, that's
Guys,
a little
if-
too close to the vest.
If War Crime U is the new slogan that's used in Waco, that's an upgrade from some of their past proclivities.
I mean, look at that. That's just not his hair color. There's no way he dyes his hair.
Or style.
He also is getting off with they have a bigger attendance problem. They have less people in the stands than Houston does. And
He's
all we
getting
ever
off.
yeah, that's
Oh my
also
gosh.
a problem in Waco.
Hey now.
But their
What is
attendance
that
problems are worse than
like?
Houston's, and no one talks about it. Like no one brings it up with them at
No.
all.
Their attendance is probably on par with Houston, which is not where you want to be.
It's worse. We did this thing. It's worse. And
It's
like
worse.
Pitts is bad. They're in the NFL.
It doesn't care if they get blown out by 100, though, so it doesn't matter.
They got game.
They will this week, and I can't wait for it on game day.
Well, no. We want them to win. Sorry, Paul.
we want
What?
Pitt to win.
We want Pitt to
We-
win.
It's
we don't
good,
want
yes,
Notre
because
Dame.
it's
Oh,
good if
Big
Notre
12.
Dame. We need Notre
I'm
Dame.
just going to ask to step back from that
Why do people
situation.
care about Notre Dame? I don't get what's the deal with Notre Dame right now?
Well,
Same question we have.
They look
They're
really
Notre
good.
Dame.
They look really good. I mean, come on, guys. They're blowing everyone out.
why have we not used this more?
True.
I can't hear you.
New guy Nick.
Really long.
Man of many words.
It's an extended gong. I didn't know it was gonna
Lasts
go
a
that
little
long.
longer than
Extended
I had
gong,
Pitt's
with a
GM
G.
on last
Gong,
night.
extended gong with a G for the folks at home.
Rugi, it ready?
Ruge, get ready.
Notre Dame's a really good.
We could start donging every time Nick talks, and we could turn it into a drinking game. A
Was it-
donging drinking game just for new guy Nick.
What is
30?
donging?
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, hit it
love
again,
that.
Drake.
Say that first letter a little stronger.
Hey,
Was
there
it
you go.
32 hours?
Congratulations, you just got donged down out in there.
Whoa. No.
Was it 32 hours or 36 hours for Rugiet? R.I.P. Rugiet, by the way.
Never have to wait that long. Never figured it out.
Dang it, Arian.
Around here, if you go to the head shops, they have Rhino 3000.
Yes.
There you go.
That will kill you. That
The
will
Ruge
kill
read was
you.
crazy though, because it'd be like it would say
Probably
something
should've
and
died
you'd have
5
to be
years
like,
ago.
I've been through this. Like
Yeah, it was.
whoa.
Like, guys, we've all been there. You're like,
That was the first thing they made you
My
say.
credibility.
Hey, you know. Come on.
I read that. I was recording an episode. My fiance walked by and was just like, okay.
Yeah, that was
I
totally
was
the
over
worst
here under the
part. That
impression
was
Darian
absolutely the worst part of that
nickname
read.
off
That
of
was
the South.
horrible. I hated every. Yeah, that was terrible.
That's why they
guys.
talked over your joke. I heard it.
It
I heard it,
probably for the better. You heard it?
I did.
That's all that matters as long as you heard it, buddy.
Good for you.
Nah,
Cody.
I once told somebody at home.
What is this?
Dang, Drake heard it too.
What do you
It's okay. I'll get my joke off another day. This is yours.
All right.
Rude, get ready. Get
You
that
need
joke
it.
I'll get
off.
off another
Get
day.
the jokes off. Get ready.
Get that off.
donging?
All right.
Baby Darian. That way to dong it up.
This has been. It always will be.
Anything whoa, no.
Those are the people that you're supposed to subscribe to, apparently. Locked On. Thanks for making our shows your first listen every single day. The Dos Grande Squad.